What's up? What's up? Happy Sunday, everyone. Let's do some quick audio checks and then we're going to jump right in. Should be a few more minutes here. Let's see this. Hey. Audio is good. So maybe let's go ahead and throw on some music while we go through this. This is going to be a pretty quick live stream. Just wanted to quickly do an update. Let's see. That's pretty good. Okay. We just want to do a quick update on my Caregivers app. Took a little break from working on it. Just picked it back up yesterday. And I think part of it is because I'm super excited. I was learning this Next.Js framework and I absolutely loved and hated it. But I think I'm leaning more towards loving it right now. So I want to quickly show how nice it can look. It's like Johnny's in the house. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, man. I literally just got the haircut an hour ago. Okay, so let me quickly show what's going on here. Let me start by sharing my screen. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna share the screen. Okay, so this is what I presented. How long ago was this? 21 days ago, so almost 3 weeks. And basically, I spent 2 full days working on this, and I built a back end and front end that you can see here. It connects to a GCP Firestore. The back end was built with the Fast API framework in Python. And then the front end was my first foray into React and building front end apps. It was React and then Material UI. And this is kind of what it looks like. It was pretty cool. I was really excited. It was my first time building like a full stack app. And it was pretty bare bones, but you can do things like add patients. And when you add it, it goes to the Firestore. And then you can update it. You can also view this like summary page. So I loved it. It took a long time. And then I started to learn Next. And I hate how wordy and verbose Next is. I feel like front-end development is so much copy and paste. I love the experience of like building my APIs and writing each of the routes and really building that all out. It's a pretty fun experience. And I think in doing some of the next pieces, I have come to really enjoy some of it. I still hate the copy and paste, but making an app that's much more pretty, I guess. Like this is like not ugly. I mean, it is kind of ugly, but I think the React apps, or rather the apps built with Next, can be so much more enjoyable of an experience. I think that's what I'm gonna go for as well. Is like I think it's pretty exciting. So, anyways, let me jump right into it, and let me show. Let's see. I need to start up. Let me stop sharing for a second. Everything is local. I have some new functionalities in here. Oops, where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, let me show you what I got first. So here it is. Let me make this a little bigger. Okay, so this is kind of my new setup, and I rewrote everything from scratch. So there's no more Fast API, there's no more backend. Everything is in Next. And I did use Prisma as a temporary database just to kind of experiment a little bit more and test the code. So there's no connections to GCP or mapping to Fire in this instance, but there's a couple of new features. And I think I'm going to do this for a while until I can get some of the pieces I want working a little bit more. But it looks pretty fun. So I have my Prisma database, super simple. All we have in here is just a patient and related person. And then here's the source code. There's some nice types. So learning a bit of TypeScript. I do really like writing out types. That's a pretty enjoyable experience. It reminds me a lot about like Pydantic in Python. So I really enjoy that. I have some backend APIs for patient and related person. What is really fun here is I added an auth route. So it does Google OAuth, and that's a pretty fun experience. I have some pages here for dashboard and summaries. Pretty fun. And this took probably like 6-7 hours. And I probably spent 2 full hours just like learning how to write in Next just to get a better idea of how to, learn the development experience. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start this, and I'll show you what it looks like. Let's see, stop sharing this screen. And then I'm going to share this screen. Here we go. Let's see. All right. Looks like it's kicking up. Let me sign out. Let me show the whole thing. All right. So this is the app. It looks way better than before already. We have a title up here, a header, some general information, and it looks very clean. Used a lot of just basic icons from the React library, and you can ignore all these for now. The first key feature is this login. So what it does right now is it's connected to Google OAuth, and it was pretty easy to build using Fast API, but it was actually really easy to build with Next. So it's currently connected here. This does this was pretty easy to build. So now I'm logged in. I'm on a new view of the dashboard, and this Caregivers app is meant for caregivers to coordinate care for a single patient for now. And so what it takes you to is first you need to start with creating a patient. So I have this new form where you create patient. I added features to show which fields are required and what's not. So I'm just go ahead and do John Doe. If you try to submit this without filling out the required forms, it adds some error validation to say what fields are required. So that's really nice. I can go ahead and add a birth date and then save. And then once I save, I have my patient that I've created. There's no more ability to add more patients. I'm just trying to keep it pretty minimal right now, just one single patient that you can coordinate care for. If you need to edit, you can go ahead and click this edit button, and you can say, let's say you want to add an address, 123 testing, and then some telecom. None of these are field validated. That's for later on. Just we can change that later, but you can update it, and it's pretty clean. Nicely updated, very responsive. I really enjoy that. And if I really wanted to, I can go ahead and delete it as well, and it'll make you start all over. So let's add them back. Let's do Jane Doe this time. Let's give another birth date. Let's give some telecom, 3 Testing Street. And so now I have my patient. You can add related persons, and these are going to be your caregivers. And so I can add Joe Dirt. And you can add multiple related patients. So I can say, let's say Teresa Doe sister. And you can add one or more. You can update them. You can do many different things. So same experience, same features as before, just nothing's connected to the GCP Firestore. Everything's persisted to a local database. I'm using SQLite with Prisma to do all this right now. And nothing's mapped to Fire, but I'm using Fire as the primary data elements because I'm going to map to that eventually and then connect it to the Firestore. So we have these abilities to add, update, and delete for your patients and your related persons. And the last thing I'm working on next is your view summary. So this would be like a summary of the patient information. So you have that over here on the left. This is all fake data. This is like just temporary placeholders for now, but there'd be current medications, encounters, problems, things like that. And what I'd like to do with this, the whole goal is to make it easy to coordinate care. So one big piece would be like, hey, there's like an appointment coming up. Can we assign a caregiver for taking the patient there? Can we pick up meds? Maybe you have a refill coming up or something. Can you pick up meds for the patient? Stuff like that. And then I'm missing caregivers that are currently listed and just other information. But in general, this will serve as like more of a view-only summary view for the patient. And then this is where you would manage all of those relationships and data. And that is it. Hopefully this was interesting. This was a pretty fun experience. I was pretty resistant to refactoring literally everything and just learning a completely new framework from scratch because I spent so much time on the other one. But it looks great. At least I think so. It is pretty clean, and I love the functionality of it. And I think making it a user experience first, and then adding in all the backend will be a much better app experience overall. Anyways, that's it for this video. It was pretty quick. I'm going to pack for a flight that I'll